Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready as I'll ever
Let's
be.
do it.
So, all right. So this is episode 8 of the Instantaneous Podcast.
8.
I actually remembered the number this week.
Yeah.
You did.
So, this week it's
Nothing is working this week.
Yeah. And this time we actually don't mean cameras or audio.
Yes.
Cross our fingers, knock on wood. But basically, like, literally everything from, like, games to government to what the fuck is just not working.
Nothing. Just pure broken this week. Everything.
I mean, okay, so we can start it off here because you know how pissed I've been the past week.
Yeah.
GTA Online has finally worked, for me at least, as of last night at, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But, it's
When
been
was it
broken.
supposed to work?
It was supposed to be, what, Tuesday?
The 1st.
So Tuesday.
1st of October, yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it was supposed to come out, which was 2 weeks after the game came out. They're going to release online because they're like, oh, we want everyone to finish the story before they go and, play online for the rest of their lives. Which I don't think many people are going to really do anyways. Like, you're going to play the story anyways. No one buys GTA for online. Like, that's just kind of dumb. Although I have been really enjoying the online from what I have played and what has worked.
Yeah.
But
What's not working?
everything. Well,
Okay, put it this way. It wasn't working at the beginning of the week. Now, especially with this last update, they've, worked down a lot of kinks.
Mm-hmm.
But for some people, you couldn't get past the opening, cinematic.
Yeah.
For some of us, like me, you couldn't start the first race.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
The marker for the race wouldn't show up, or, the car wouldn't show up.
Yeah. Or
Or
you
it
get
just
stuck in,
wouldn't
like, a
even
people
load.
queue.
Yeah, you get stuck in a people queue, or you get stuck watching the city just from, a static camera
Yeah.
angle.
Really?
So how it starts off is, you make your character in this stupid... Let's start with that. You make your character in this really dumb character customization
You
way.
have to pick your grandma, your grandpa, from your mom's side.
Uh-huh.
And then, mess with that to see how your mom looks. And then you have to pick your grandpa and your grandma from your dad's side, mess with that to see how your dad looks.
And so
And then
you
you
literally have no
pick-
control over,
You
the
have
actual
control,
character.
just horrible control.
It's like...
You have 13 grandparents.
Yeah.
13 versions of Grandma A, 13 versions of Grandma B, 13
Wait.
versions of Grandpa A, 13
Yeah.
versions
Why?
of Grandpa C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're being unique and innovative.
That's so stupid, though. That's an hour of,
It's like The Sims or something like that.
Put it this way, it got to the point where, I started off, I was like, oh, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of, messed around with it, and I made my character look kind of just like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, GTA Online's not working. Oh, well, it didn't save my character.
Don't you think it would have
Yeah.
made more
So-
sense if they, gave you a family, but your
No.
family's characteristics were from what you characterized your character to look
See,
like?
you think it would be inverse of
Yeah.
character creation, but it's how it really would work in real life.
Yeah,
but
but
this isn't real
very
life;
poorly,
it's a game.
Yeah.
So, it's working now?
Yeah, it's
Sort of.
working.
And is it what you wanted it to be?
It's
is there
fun
anything...
as hell.
Yeah.
It really is fun.
It is so much fun. It's pretty much how I've wanted GTA in an online setting to be, since fucking day one,
Yeah.
It's so good. I wish it would work. There's 10,000 other problems. People couldn't even fucking make their characters, like you're saying. You couldn't get to the first mission, which just locks you in there because you have to do the first mission to progress.
Why do you
all.
have to do a race for
Yeah.
the first mission? Why can't you just be like, oh, go in here, read all these freaking things, and
Yeah.
then start? No, I had to go through and do this race,
Yeah.
and then hold
There's
up
a
this
whole
store,
tutorial.
and then get dressed,
Yeah.
and then do this, and then do that.
Brush
It's
your
a
teeth,
tutorial.
It's
put your
understandable,
socks
but,
on.
the game's been out for, 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So-
Everyone
It
should know
is-
how to play.
It is a little different. Some of the mechanics, like holding up a store,
Mhm.
is different,
Yeah.
but why?
Yeah.
Why not just hold it off until you attempt your first one?
Yeah.
And
I
it's
don't know.
like,
And the thing is, you can't people cannot join you, and you cannot join people until you complete the whole tutorial.
Yeah.
You're only stuck with people who are also doing the tutorial.
Okay.
Then you can leave and go join whoever.
So does it look like a big Grand Theft Auto MMO right now, or
Basically,
It's what, 16 players?
16 players.
are they
max.
random? Do they have to be on your friends list? How does that
Everything.
Yeah.
You can go online and just play with random people, which is
So you make
typically
that
just a bunch of
decision?
assholes.
Not really, no. They kind of throw you in, and if you're in a game that has enough spots, you can fill up with your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah, your friends can just automatically join your game.
What's
You
really
can-
dumb though is in the online there's missions, races, holdups, or what the fuck else is there? Base jumping race or whatever. There's always different missions and activities you can do.
Mhm.
Thing is though, is when you get an activity, you go in a lobby and then you can invite people from your game, from your friends list, or random people, and then you do the mission, do the race, whatever. But then when you leave, you don't necessarily end up in the same game you were in. So
You're with different people.
yeah, I've gone through things where I play with Tyler and we would play a race. We'd leave. He'd be in the same game, but I'd be in a different game.
What the hell?
So I have to rejoin him.
So
and
there's
reset,
little bugs here
Yeah.
and there.
There's a lot of bugs. There's
And-
also sometimes when you start the game, you have less money than you did.
You're getting robbed somehow.
I believe I had 20 grand, and then started the next game. I had 15 grand, and then by the next time I played, I had $2,000.
That's weird.
Well, we also have to take in consideration somewhere in there Jimmy was gambling
Well,
and
okay,
losing a shit ton of money on bad gambles.
I didn't lose 10 grand.
Yeah,
in
you didn't
gambling.
lose 10 grand, but
Yeah.
you lost a good chunk
Yeah.
of that 10 grand.
But it's I don't know. And the big problem with that is, and this is why they've canceled microtransactions. How the microtransactions work is basically you pay real money to get GTA money.
Mhm.
From what I've heard, it's $20 gets you $1 million or something
Yeah.
like that.
Something along those
And
lines.
so if you were to spend $20 on $1 million and then save the game, which the cloud servers aren't saving properly, go into your next game and that $1 million is gone, you're out $20.
Yeah.
So they've turned off the add-ons and microtransactions because you will
'Cause,
probably
that's
lose
gonna
it and waste
cause a
your money.
lot of pissed off people.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why they've canceled it until they're sure they have all the
And,
bugs out of it.
Yeah, and that's a good thing is, did they even start it?
I don't know. From the day one that I played it, I didn't see it in there.
Yeah.
They may have I don't know. I don't know if they were ever there in the first place.
Did they even beta test this game, or is
They
this
did.
beta test
Yeah.
stage?
But the issue is the fact that GTA sold, what was it, $1 billion within the first
Yeah.
2 days
so
or
2 or
something?
3
it's just
days,
a lot
yeah.
of people. Or...
It's way more
Yeah.
people than
Then you can beta
many,
test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
many issues will arise. Okay, so when you have a beta test, typically unless it's say Battlefield or something like
Yeah.
that's sent out to the masses.
Yeah.
to public.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
beta test is
It's a room full of people, right?
either a
than
room
likely, yeah.
full of people, or sometimes they'll send it to companies that they just beta test games.
Yes.
With that being said, it's anywhere from maybe two people beta testing to 200 people.
At
Yeah.
max, more than likely.
Yeah.
And Rockstar's already secretive about their games. We barely had screenshots in a trailer until the game came out. You
Yeah.
know, we didn't know that much about the game.
Mhm.
They're very secretive about it.
Yeah.
So as far as beta testing goes, don't expect to be
No.
everyone knows if
No,
the game's gonna
and
work or not.
With them doing that, which I commend them, because we knew nothing about GTA until you got it in your hands and started playing it.
Yeah.
And I miss that because I read up so much information on a daily basis,
Mhm.
from anywhere from games to world news to this to that, and so taking in all that information, I fall onto spoiler after spoiler after spoiler.
Yeah.
I knew half of Halo 4 before I even played it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
pisses me off. So having a game that was so locked tight for 5 years,
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Mhm.
And I'm glad they didn't do a beta test and let people dig around, because
Yeah.
GTA
Well, yeah.
Online is the same world as GTA 5, and there's a lot of tie-ins with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, You know, like the biggest one is freaking Lamar from the game
Yeah.
picks you up from the airport. Like
Yeah.
there are clear tie-ins.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
Also,
so-
like Simeon, like the guy who owns that sports car dealership,
Yeah.
whatever. He does missions with you. I'm sure there's tons more. Like once you get through the.
So there's actually like online missions too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. The only thing is though is this is kind of cool. I like this. How they restrict the game and how they make it fair and like balanced is you can buy money so that you can have like $10 million, buy all the cars you want or whatever. But the thing is you can't upgrade, like say your car for example. You can't buy the best engine out of the get-go until you beat like 50 races in first place.
Yeah, you have to unlock it.
Yeah, you have to either be a certain level to upgrade or buy a certain gun. Like you can't just buy RPGs just because you have the money.
Towards your
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
And you have to win races to upgrade your car.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get first place in a race in order to get the ability to buy it. You still have to buy it too, which is really cool because you can't just pay to win. You still have to play the game, work hard, and do good at it.
And it's
which
not like a
is really
stupid
awesome
bullshit.
Yeah. And with that, there's all these crazy missions, which you can do by yourself or with 16 fucking people for some reason, which is, I'll tell you what, I did a race, 16 people, 2 seconds into the race, everyone just piled up and just flipped over and fell off the freeway. It was the worst thing ever.
Really?
I don't recommend that because
But-
people don't know how to drive in that game for some reason. So,
No.
I don't know.
Well, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
It changes on every car as well. it
Yeah,
seems like,
yeah, they all handle differently, and then you have to account your driving skill level to how well you drive. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's God, some people just 2 seconds into the race, and well,
Yeah.
that guy's not gonna win.
Yeah.
So
And that's one thing that I do have to say is the pay to win thing. We're seeing this in a lot of games.
Mhm.
I mean, hell, even apps on the App Store like
Yeah.
Candy Crush and all that.
that's,
You pay to get something to make it so that you can actually win, and I don't like that because I'm sorry, I don't want to be at a disadvantage, especially in an online game,
yeah,
which is something that Battlefield, another game that hasn't worked this whole fucking week,
yeah,
is supposedly doing. Like when I heard that microtransactions were going to be in GTA, I was scared.
yeah,
Because I was like, okay, well, people are going to buy stuff and people are going to, all of a sudden have, a nuclear bunker buster for some reason
Yeah.
and, take out half the city.
yeah,
It's not like that. They were smart.
yeah.
But Battlefield is doing this, I can't
called
remember.
battle packs?
Yeah, battle packs.
Yeah.
And so you can buy a battle pack or you can unlock a battle pack. And a battle pack is basically a gamble. And you go in and say you unlock a battle pack, it will have, maybe a camo and a suppressor or something
Is
like
it
that.
random or?
It's random.
Hmm.
And it's for guns all over the place. So not even guns that you have been using. So in
Ooh.
Battlefield 3, you use the sniper rifle and you'd unlock all the
Yeah.
sniper rifle stuff after, getting a certain number of kills.
Mhm.
It's not the case in this. After a certain number of kills, you get a battle pack. Or actually a certain number of points, you get a battle pack.
Mhm.
That battle pack might have a suppressor for, a gun that you don't even touch.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
So you can be
And-
a hardcore sniper and get an ACOG scope for an LMG.
Yeah.
What?
That's awesome.
And this is from what we've seen so far. The battle packs are still
sounds
kind
kinda
of whatever. And the good thing with it being, DICE, they are really good with working out all the issues and listening to the
Mhm.
community and all that stuff. So hopefully, EA's whole we need microtransactions pay to win.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't work with DICE.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's
But-
gonna be the way at all. That's a really weird way to do it. I don't know if I would ever buy those.
I would not buy a
It
battle
doesn't.
pack.
Oh, it depends on how much they are, I guess. If they're $2, then maybe. But it's I wouldn't
If
spend
it's a good
$10
way to get
for
to the
a
good
random.
weapons quickly, then.
I don't
That's
know.
one
And
thing.
see,
That's
that's
kind of weird.
that's the thing though.
But then it's just
I-
pay to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing you don't want to do.
And then you're just if you get on any of the old multiplayer shooters, you get on. It's impossible to play. Everyone's
Yeah.
way overpowered. It's been out too long.
Yeah.
It's just
That's what happens when you jump on Battlefield nowadays.
You just go on old
I'm-
Call of Duty. It's just
Yeah, everyone just has all the really good guns.
Yeah.
You can't level up. Yeah.
Everybody's the highest level they can be.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, and Battlefield 4, you've had a bigger issue with Battlefield 4 beta than I have because you play it on PC where I'm on Xbox.
Oh my god!
But
I still haven't played it on Xbox. I don't know how it runs, but
I'm actually pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
I know our friend Tyler was like pissed.
he couldn't get it to work apparently.
Well, that's because I can almost guarantee you he just like clicked it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
You have to actually go into search for a game instead of press quit game.
Oh.
Because like you can just like mash the A button and quit game and you'll find one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go through a server browser and then like actually pick one, you'll get in like that.
Yeah. So.
But I don't know. Like he was complaining about the issue. Like it's too streamlined.
Oh
I don't get how it's too streamlined because I now have the ability to zero in my scope on the fly.
Yeah.
I now have the ability to like have all these different attachments. Like there's so much customization.
Mm-hmm.
You kill people in less bullets, like you were
I
saying.
love that. Like I hated playing Battlefield 3 because it's like I spend a whole clip of like M4 ammo and it's like, is he dead yet? Is he dead yet? No,
you missed
I'm
one
dead
bullet.
now.
Oh, reload. Okay, second clip, and
yeah, it's like oh
it's
my
kind
god,
of annoying.
I just couldn't do it. It was just fucking like this isn't fun. It's just annoying, you know.
It feels less arcadey, which is I feel like arcade is the streamlined approach. You know, you
like
do
Call of
this, and you get this like. It's not that away anymore, especially with like how everything goes. I will say the like vehicle controls are shit. I wish I had my old controls back because flying a helicopter with like left stick is up and down and roll.
It's all like inverted.
And then right stick is spin and forwards and backwards tilt.
What?
Yeah, it's that weird. Right trigger is actually shoot though, and down on the D-pad is flares. So you have to take your thumb off the control to hit flares. I cannot tell you how many times I've been hit by a missile because
that
I can't.
Doesn't make any sense.
Because you're like.
In the other games, I can't remember exactly because it's just become like second nature to me.
Yeah.
I can just sit there and fly like nobody's business. But
well, maybe that'll get fixed. Hopefully,
it won't.
Maybe there'll be an option like a control
you can
setup.
change control schemes, but none of them are the same.
Is there an option on the beta to like report issues and things you don't?
I think you just have to go wander the forums.
Yeah, forums, Reddit, they
really don't provide like a main thing or anything like that.
Not really.
No,
I mean they never usually do.
What's the point of a beta like that then? Like, is
because
it just
they just read social media and stuff like that.
I
like
guess so, yeah.
There are plenty of people that work at DICE that have been going on
monitoring everything.
Like the Battlefield subreddit and stuff like that, and just like over and over and over reading every post and making sure that everybody's happy. If they have an issue, it gets put on the debug chart or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how DICE has always worked. So.
But as far as the PC version goes, because you get the beta early if you have Battlefield Premium, or if you bought Medal of Honor Warfighter, which I don't know who the fuck did that, but and like other various ways. But so I had Battlefield Premium on PC because it was like on sale one time, and I bought it. And I was like, okay, this is cool. But I get on, and my friend David could not get in a game. Like I don't even think he still can. Like to this day, you know, the server just wasn't working for him. He couldn't get in, and then couldn't start the game. But I got into games fine. The only thing is though, is I had like maybe like 10 FPS of the game, which is like. And I'm like, oh god, am I lagging that bad? Is my connection that bad? I look at the leaderboard or the scoreboard. I have like 50 ping, which is like great. That's like perfect, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not lagging. I guess the game's just broken. And then I go look on like the forums and stuff, and they're like, oh, well, there's a beta driver you have to download for your video card for NVIDIA and AMD. Download the AMD beta driver. A little better. I got like 20 FPS, or like it'll spike up to like 30, which is playable, and then I'll just drop back down to like 10, and I'll be like, I can't. But the times where I did get like 30 FPS, it was pretty fun. It was Battlefield, you know. I
Yeah.
did some stuff, jumped off some buildings and shot some dudes. It was pretty cool. You know
No.
what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Now,
can't
when
play it.
you bring down, what is it, like Tower C or
Mm,
whatever?
Yeah,
The big tower in the
Yeah.
center?
yeah.
When that comes down, do you lose, like, massive frame rate?
To be honest, I played like 5 different games. I don't think I completed like probably 3 of them. Tower never went down in any of my
Really?
games. No one blew out the tower. Like, I
Probably
was-
because they're afraid to with the
Yeah.
frame rate issue.
Yeah, and like I'm hearing like they're saying, oh, the game's optimized for Windows 8, so just upgrade to Windows. I'm like, I'm not gonna spend $80 on Windows
No.
8 so I can play Battlefield Beta. You know?
No.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, they didn't have it optimized enough. Like, I don't have a super like fucking like $8,000 PC, but I have a decent one. I can play Battlefield 3 on like medium to high graphics and still have good frame rate. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like I have Battlefield 4 on the lowest quality I can have, and like all the post processing off, and I still get like really shitty frames. So it's just the game's not made to
Yeah.
run on a system like mine. Like,
Hell,
So it's-
Yeah.
even on Xbox, when that tower comes down, my frame rate drops.
yeah,
On Xbox.
wow,
So, I mean, now granted, it's really, they say it's not optimized for the new generation, but it's
It pretty much
pretty
is.
much
yeah,
optimized
it's
for the
not
new
what I was
that
gonna
much
say.
generation.
difference. You know,
So, like, you know that the Xbox One, it's going to be able to handle
yeah,
the
easy.
tower dropping and stuff like that.
Mm.
So, I'm not upset about it, but
Yeah.
when you see like frame rate issues on an Xbox game for something that's,
That's
supposed to
old
happen
news.
in game, you're
Yeah.
like, well, all right,
That
this is a
shit was
thing.
in Halo 1. I
Yeah,
don't want that
yeah.
anymore.
But it's like I don't
Blowing
know.
up too many fusion coils. And,
Oh, yeah.
Just anything,
Yeah.
like any
Oh, shit.
mass, anything on games.
Yeah.
is
Yeah, they have their
bad
limits.
news.
But it's like if you're breaking the limits of like a basic game function, that's a problem.
That's a problem, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going through on Forge and Halo
Yeah.
and dumping.
50 fusion coils
Yeah.
and like, explosives and shit.
When exactly is it the actual game supposed to come out?
October 29th. I know this for a fact because that
So
day
dumb.
you were not going to see me for the next like month
Hmm.
because Battlefield 4 comes out and the new Dirty Heads album comes out.
Oh yeah, so you're just
So,
gonna be jamming
it's
out.
like,
I
He's
am
playing.
gone.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be sitting there with the album on repeat, playing my Battlefield, just chilling out.
Heck
Yeah. I
Sounds
just
like a
don't
good
understand though, like the beta, because it's like the beta we're playing isn't even the version that they're on right now.
No.
This is an old version of the game, and I don't even understand having a beta test a month before the game comes out.
It's
Because
not
you
a
just-
beta test.
It's not.
It's a
no.
demo.
It's just it's a demo. That's exactly what it is.
That's
People don't
stupid.
understand. It's like you can, spot all the bugs you want, but it's like they
They're
may
not gonna
already be
fucking
fixed.
fix them. They're
you know?
probably already printing discs. If it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's
like
literally
there's-
half a month like out.
There's no point in having a beta that early, because you can't do anything with it. You know,
It's just unnecessary.
it's so dumb. I
They
don't
are
like that.
definitely printing discs. I mean, they're probably already
Yeah.
done for the
I just
most
Well,
hope
part.
hopefully
they
an
fix
update
it.
will come out or something quickly.
And that's what I love to hate
Mhm.
about Battlefield.
It's a nice
Yeah.
You get
advantage.
1.3 gigabyte like
Oh god.
updates,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it fixes stuff. I
it's
mean,
not really
hell,
an issue though with the new consoles and stuff.
It's
Even
just-
the
Yeah.
Slim.
It takes an hour to download an
Yeah.
update for Battlefield, the one game that I play the most.
Well,
Now, granted, when they update it, like, what was it? It was the M23 Dart in the,
Yeah.
like, first update.
yeah.
Mhm.
That was the God gun. It was, like, one-shot kill, unlimited ammo,
Yeah.
reload, just, it was ridiculous. I
Then you
don't
had
remember.
that shotgun with the frag rounds.
Yeah.
That was so
And
overpowered.
then they updated the M23 Dart is really difficult to use.
Really.
Yeah.
The frag rounds only, for the most part, do
They're pretty
light
much useless
damage
now.
and suppression.
So it kind of like fared the game up a little bit.
Yeah, they balance a lot.
Okay.
Fix a lot of bugs. You know, the
Yeah.
stretch man thing where all of a sudden you're crawling and then turn into like a serpent.
That was
like,
a bug in
yeah.
a lot of games.
Yeah.
It's
So
a fucking Battlefield 4 beta.
I mean, you talk about downloading stuff on Xbox. Do you know how big my Battlefield 3 folder is on my PC with all the DLCs installed?
How much?
At least like 30 gigs.
That's
I
ridiculous.
believe it because
Like-
it takes up 10 gigs on my
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of hard. Like I have a decent hard drive, but not a lot of people can afford like 30 gigs for one game. You know.
Yeah.
It's like it's a
You
really
need a
good
terabyte.
game, but it's like Jesus,
just
man.
fuck your whole computer probably.
Yeah, seriously, it's extremely way too big of a game.
Yeah. And I mean, that's an issue that game's just known for.
It's never gonna be fixed. That's how it's always gonna be.
But
you
would you be like willing to give up the ridiculous updates and stuff like that to save space, or do you want those updates for the good game?
I don't know.
It's like, I feel like it should be updated in the first place. All these
Yeah.
companies are rushing the games out, obviously. For
Yeah,
the
it should be
holiday
ready
season
from
and
day
shit.
one, is
Yeah,
what you're
it's
saying,
like
yeah.
you're paying $60 for a goddamn video game. Why do you
Yeah.
have to like make it not ready before we buy it? You
But
know?
the thing is like we said earlier, you can't always beta test
Yeah.
that big of a like.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they could have taken advantage of this beta test and released it earlier, or not rushed the game in the first place. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I have a feeling that wasn't a call by DICE.
I'm
though.
sure
it's
it
probably
wasn't,
an EA
no.
thing.
Because EA is Satan, but that's a whole different
It's just-
rant.
yeah, it's just a lot of things get controlled by money, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, and you see that anywhere. I mean, money is king.
Yep.
You,
It's a
if you can make money off of something, why not?
yeah.
And it's killed not only video games as a medium sometimes, it's killed movies, it's killed music.
yeah.
It has killed a lot of creative media that,
Mhm.
you know, could have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is now shit because of the fact that, you know, some idiot wanted to make like $1,000 quick instead of $10,000 down the road.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, in those different mediums, like you see in music and in games, and I think movies too. I don't know how big it is with movies though, but like that's why I see a lot of people like, you know, going after like independent developers and
Yeah.
like, you know, independent recording studios that we talked about in the last podcast, which we should go watch if you have not already. Finish this
Everybody
one,
else is pointing,
go
so I'm
back to the
pointing
other
too.
one over there.
Do
you
it.
know. But yeah, it's like a lot of people are like really getting into like indie games because it's like, you know, it's about the game. You know, it's not about making $10 million on a fucking game. It's about making a good game. You know.
Yeah.
Same thing with music. You know, you want to have you want to have the album you want to have. You want to have the music the way you want it to sound like and get your message out.
And no one will change that.
Yeah, and you can just specifically
yeah.
can just do it. You know,
Yeah.
you can put out the music you want to put out without someone being like, you know, doesn't quite sound enough like Katy Perry. You should more bubblegum and you know cupcake tits, please.
More
Please.
bow tie hair.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the same thing with like movies as well. Like, I don't know if either one of you have seen Moonrise Kingdom.
No.
It's an independent film. I can't remember who the director was, but it's got Bruce Willis and Bill Murray.
Really?
Oh, whoa, that's awesome.
And both of them play very serious roles.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Like heartfelt roles.
Honestly-
the main characters are kids. It's very awkward at times,
Mhm.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the cinematography's great. All that stuff's great, and it was done in an independent way. Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's cool because they get
They do it their
full
way all
creative
the time. Yeah.
ability,
Mm-hmm.
and for two people who have been so locked into, you know, a certain type of like genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Bruce Willis with his hardcore action
movies,
movies,
yeah.
you know, him playing like whatever. And then Bill Murray with his strictly like comedy minus some of those really
Yeah.
good movies
Yeah.
that he's like dramatic roles,
Yeah.
you know. When you see Bill Murray though, you think funny. This
Yeah.
is not a funny movie.
Yeah.
He plays a grouchy old man.
That's the thing though, like independent movies are always way different than regular movies. Like they're always
Yeah.
there's always weird, awkward things in them. Things that you would not ever expect to happen.
And they just push
happen
the
in these
envelope,
movies.
yeah.
They're just like
Because they want to make you feel something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They'll
like,
take the risk because they're not spending a gajillion dollars on it, you know?
I won't say the name of this movie, but like I watched a superhero movie, and they like
I know what movie you're talking about.
they like wrap these two they like wrap the whole movie around these two characters, and like it seems like you can't go on in this movie without both of these people, and then one of them just gets shot in the face,
Yeah.
and you're like, why did they just die? Like, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
It's just like a random raid. This person just gets shot in the face, and then afterwards he's just like, oh my god, she's dead.
Yeah.
It's just...
That's the thing that no one ever does. Like, remember Pacific Rim? Great movie.
Didn't get to see it.
Great movie. You didn't?
I didn't either.
The
Oh,
entire,
shit. I was
like...
there when I saw it.
The entire, like, month it was out
Yeah.
in, like, movie theaters, I was just, like, slammed with work.
Okay.
I was so pissed that was the movie that I missed because it's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And I heard, like, most of it was, like, practical effects.
Yeah, a lot
So-
of it was. It's really cool.
My nerd is just like...
I don't know how spoilery we want to get, because, like, I
Just
don't
one
know,
of those
it's been
some,
out
like-
for a while.
Really, like, unique things about it that stood out.
Yeah.
Without... I know it's
Just-
hard.
I'll
but-
just be as vague as possible.
Yeah.
There's a point in the movie, not saying it's the beginning, not saying it's the end,
And
not
this is
saying it's anywhere in
independent?
the... No, it was a big budget movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Very big budget.
but the thing, someone should have died, and it would have been the most heartfelt and, like, intense emotional moment in the whole movie. And then it's like, oh, no, he's okay, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but I'm like,
What the fuck? He needs to
I
die.
would have liked this better, actually, if this character died.
Yeah.
It would have been way more
Exactly.
moving. It would have been like this crazy emotional experience and like a really, high point of the movie. But it's like they took like the Hollywood way out and just like, oh, not really dead, And I was
And
disappointed in that. But
sequels,
yeah.
and I will say this and I will stand by this because I am a person that I want to see like universes carried out,
yeah,
all of that type of stuff. I want things to continue, but there's a point when you can't leave loose ends just in case you want to like go back to
Yeah.
it. Like, I'm a huge fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, and I will say every
Every
movie
movie.
is awesome.
They have a loose
But
end on every movie.
they have a loose end at
Halo
every
has
movie.
a loose end on every fucking game.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
And that's because big budget equals how long can we draw this out for?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How long can we keep making money?
With
And
continue.
stuff
Finish
like,
your thought.
Moonrise Kingdom, which had two phenomenal actors that are, like known for how good they are at acting, playing a different role than usual. And,
That
that's,
just
that's
throws
it.
everyone off.
That's
though.
it.
Yeah. That's
It's
all
a
you
heartfelt
need.
movie. There's no loose ends. The ending is a full conclusion.
Which is, I
this good.
love movies like
Yeah.
that. Like, I will watch like a 2.5 to 3 hour movie if it is like all the way through, and then by the time the movie's done, it's done.
Yeah.
There's no next movie. It's not
Yeah.
fucking Thor 2. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Thor's cool, but I haven't even watched the first one. The second one's coming out. It's just like
Yeah.
I have no interest in seeing Thor.
I don't know. I didn't even hear the first one was that
Well,
good.
the first one I hated.
Yeah.
The new one looks pretty good. I think they finally found their groove with the Thor universe,
Yeah.
but I'm still skeptical.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything. I like Loki and Thor's
Yeah.
Their
the
chemistry.
chemistry is great. I'm going to get shot for this, but I don't remember who plays Loki. What's the actor's
I
name?
have no idea. I don't
Well,
care
I
that-
guess
I
we're
don't
all
care
getting
that
shot
much.
then.
I'll be honest. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a
But,
fuck about Thor either.
Him as an actor and Thor's name, I can't even remember.
Just Thor.
I'm brain dead. Both of the actors are really good in other movies,
Yeah.
and by themselves are good actors. But you can put two really good actors together, and that doesn't mean that they've got good chemistry.
Yeah, that's true.
These two actors have great chemistry together, but I think the way that the movie is pulled off is what makes it kind of hard for me to watch.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
I was not impressed by the
Yeah.
first one. I don't expect to be impressed by the next one.
That's understandable.
Which is good. It's a good way to go into a movie, which is sad. It's like, if you have low expectations, it can only be better, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's cool, I guess. But it's really sad to be like, this movie's going to suck, and then be like, it's all right, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I go into almost every Fast and the Furious now with that mentality. Once it hit, like, 5, I was like...
Yeah.
Here we go.
New one, gotta watch it. I love this series, but I'm not expecting much.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that was all
They
right.
went
really good with that.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Well, it was not complete shit like I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, what are you expecting for Battlefield 4 lifespan-wise? Any ideas?
2 years? Sound
I don't
about
know,
right?
At
I mean,
least.
that's
You know?
It's just
typical.
like, do you think they're going to actually have a next game, or do you think they're just going to throw a bunch of DLC in your face like they did with the others?
They have it planned out very well.
I'm sure.
Where you go through, and by the time you're done with the first set of maps, they release the next set of maps. Then they release the next one. And then they release the next one. If you're a premium member, you know, you're spending $100 on a game because it's $60 plus the $40 premium. And
I don't like that. I'll be honest. Like, in my opinion, I didn't really get into that. Like, that's
kind of BS.
I wish the game was like the game, you know. Like,
Like,
I'll
welcome
take
to
a map
Battlefield
pack.
4. Here's all the maps that you start with.
I'll
Now you
take
can buy
like
more.
2 DLCs or whatever, you know, 3. Like, I just don't like how from the get-go they're like, okay, there's gonna be 5 DLCs. It's gonna be this fucking whatever, this fucking skin pack or whatever. It's like, oh, I remember like back in the day, we'd play Halo 3 or like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2 even. It's like, you know,
Here's a bunch of new fucking
oh wow,
shit.
map pack, holy shit, that's crazy. We can play more maps now. And you're like, this is fucking awesome. And then you wait like longer more. And they're like, hey guys, guess what? There's another map pack. Like, holy I did not see this
I was
fucking
not expecting
coming.
that.
Holy shit, that's really exciting, you know? But now it's like, okay, there's going to be 5 of them. You can buy them all now for cheap or just buy the ones you want later. And I'm like, well, fucking...
Oh, fuck this shit. I'm sure that maybe though they might have like even more to expand upon that. It might just be a money making scheme or whatever.
I see, because it's everybody since, you know, Call of Duty 4 has done the whole you get the game and you know a map pack's coming after like 2 months. So the fact that they go and say, okay, this is it, we're not going to show you exactly what's in it until we get close. It's the same premise, but at least they're open about it.
Yeah.
And I get excited just like I did before when I'm like, ooh, new map pack comes out in 2 weeks. Okay, I'm going to get back on and play this game, get back into the groove, play the new map pack for, you know, 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
And then put it away for, you know, a couple weeks. And then play it again. So I still get those other games like BioShock in the mix. And I get to enjoy it. But I now get to work my, like, gaming schedule around it. Because I don't... It's not, you know, middle school or high school anymore where
you
it's
just
like...
go home and
I go home and play a game.
Yeah.
It's like, I wake up, I go to work, I run all these errands, and I'll get lucky if I have, like, you know, game time for like a half an hour or even like maybe my off day of work if I'm not slammed with other stuff I'll play.
My issue is every time I sit down to play a game I'll play it for like 10 minutes and I'll just be like looking around my room like I could be doing that or that or that. I'll look over my like to-do list that I make for myself every morning. I'll be like, I could be doing any of that.
Yeah,
like,
the self-loathing starts coming into effect where you're like, I feel like shit because I've done absolutely nothing
and then I'm just
today.
like, well, fuck. I want to enjoy myself, but I can't.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling.
Part of growing up.
Yeah.
Responsibilities.
Fun.
Gosh dang it. Responsibilities.
Fun.
For a second, I thought you were going to say responsibilities.
Responsibilities.
Damn responsibilities. What are you gonna do with them?
You were just like responsibilities. I was like, are you? I heard the responsa. I was like, please don't just say responsibilities.
I was gonna say responsibilities and like responsibilities. That sounds.
Responsibility flies.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways,
I'm too fucking tired for
got
this
one
shit.
dancing over there.
But yeah, is that camera working?
Nah, it's off.
It went into sleep
But anyways, it's like, you know,
it's doing
the
sleep
demo
mode.
screen. Just hit the record button.
but yeah, It's just shit happens.
So nothing's
you know?
working this week. That's
Nothing
basically
really.
the premise of the video, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it was so exciting because it's like, oh, Battlefield Beta comes out, GTA Online comes out, the government's working.
The government.
Just
yeah.
kidding. None of these 3 things are working.
It's like, wow, your government's shut down. You can't play GTA 5
Yeah.
or Battlefield 4 demo.
That's why the
Fuck you
government shut
guys.
down.
That's
To be
why they
honest.
shut down.
Yeah.
Obama's like, I need time
Yeah.
to play GTA 5.
Someone doctored a speech he did, and they made it sound like he was talking about GTA 5. It's so funny. It's just like, I like to say that I am really disappointed and sorry to say that the site's not working that well, and it was more people than expected, and we just weren't ready for it, but you couldn't have been ready for it, you know? And it's like this funny thing, and they're like, oh, Obama talks about GTA 5 online. People in the comments are like, is this real? Oh, I'm like, no, dude,
you
it's
fucking
not,
idiot.
it's not fucking real. Obama's not playing GTA Online right now.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
he is getting, you know, a couple days off, like, recently. So
Maybe now he will.
He might be playing GTA 5.
It could be all.
Do you imagine fucking
Since
Obama's
the GTA 5 online's not working, I'll play Battlefield 4.
Obama's Let's Play of GTA 4, GTA 5?
I would pay
my
to
God.
watch that.
That'd be
I would
hilarious.
pay to watch that, and I don't even like Obama.
And now I'm killing the hooker, and
Now I'm
Stealing your
killing
money.
the hooker.
that'd be hilarious.
All right,
God,
well,
we need a friend that can reenact his voice.
Yeah.
So he can say everything for us.
Anyone
Welcome
out
to the
there-
Instantaneous Podcast.
Anyways, good at the
And,
Obama impressions. Call us up. Call us up. I mean, text us an email.
text us an
Text
email.
us an email.
All right. Well, on
that
that
note.
note,
Subscribe.
yep.
Comment. Watch our
Leave a
other
like
videos.
or dislike, whatever you want to do.
You know, we're definitely going to be. I keep looking at the down camera now. We're going to be working on a bunch of different projects now. It's not just going to be us ranting about random stuff throughout the week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Start sharing. You just turn the camera so I wouldn't look at it. It's not like I can see the camera with all these lights.
You're breaking the fourth wall.
I know I'm breaking the fourth wall. And talking directly to the camera is actually breaking the fourth wall as well. But you know I have it shot for wide, right?
I
So
don't
they
care.
can see you wherever you're sitting,
I don't
right?
care. I just want to get close to you.
Smells good.
But so yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Watch the podcast. Watch our other shows, and just fucking hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. Share us on Facebook. You know, whatever. Our Twitter will start working soon. We've got that together now.
Got all that.
Instagram.
Instagram.
Is up.
You guys should
There's
post
going
stuff.
to be more photos now that I actually have the keys to that.
He lost the
and
keys.
I lost
were
the
under
keys
the rug.
for a month and
They were under the
two.
rug.
But yeah, so follow us on all social networks except for like MySpace because fuck you MySpace.
I don't like MySpace.
Aw.
Unfortunately.
Poor MySpace.
But yeah. So this is Instantaneous Podcast number 8.
Number
Signing
8.
out.
Peace out. There was never a 6.
Yeah, because you know it failed like this week.
Thank you, Sarah.